Gauteng residents have been battling water supply issues for several weeks. Supply has been restored to most areas, but some residents remain cut off. To make matters worse, Rand Water plans to implement water shifting to manage consumption. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones is following that story for us, and he joins me now. Pule, just give us an update. Where exactly are you, and what are people saying in that area?
Yeah, well, we are in the area of Jan Hofmeyer here in the city of Johannesburg, and as far as we understand, Joburg Water saying that, or rather cautioning residents to use water sparingly. They're saying that they've imposed level 1 water restrictions till about March, and you can see this is just one of the areas where residents are quite affected as well by this issue of not having water. They are relying on this tank here in this particular yard where they will be getting water from. They're coming with buckets and, of course, other means of bottles to try and get water for their households as well. But really, they're saying that this is quite unsustainable, as sometimes the water tankers or the trucks carrying water tanks don't even arrive in this community. But I just want to speak to one of the community leaders right now, Ms. Yola Minar. Thank you very much for chatting to me this morning. How bad is the situation in this area?
You know what, in the past it wasn't so bad, but now it's just becoming worse. Recently we were without water, last year the same time, for 7 months it went on. Joburg Water needs to sort our issues out in our area. We've been without water now for the last 3 weeks, going on to 4 weeks, that we've been battling with water. They send one truck to fill the Jojos, which is four Jojos that are being filled. We're lucky to get another truck, a second truck, to fill the rest of the Jojos, which they can't even keep up. So 2 trucks for our area is really not enough. Yeah. Please, we're asking if Joburg Water can sort out this problem and give us water. Our old people is battling without water. Carrying a 25-litre bucket for an old lady is very difficult.
Tell us about that element of old people as well here, who also are saying that sometimes they don't even see these water tankers coming in.
So they don't see the water tankers because they don't have Jojos in their units, right? So what happens is the trucks doesn't even stop. They don't go street by street like they used to do in the past if we request for that. Up until now, yesterday we had 1 truck filled 4 Jojos, right? And the truck left. So what they are telling us is that they have to fill the hospitals first. It's more important than doing us as the residents. I mean, how can you tell us that they are more important? Yes, we know they've got patients and all that, but can't Joburg Water give us more trucks to see to our people? If they need to sort out, like I said the last time, they need to give us a short-term solution. We can't be going through this every second month or so. We're sitting without water. I mean, toilets, babies, children needs to go to school. And it's like a song we're singing already, and Joburg Water just gives us the same answer every time. Now we have to wait for a reservoir that's being built. Why didn't they sort out the infrastructure with that money that they're using on that reservoir? Are we not going to have the same a problem? Is it not going to? It's not going to stop. I don't think it's going to stop. I think we had enough of this.
Ma, before I come back to you again, I just want to introduce the chairman from the Environment and Infrastructure Development of City of Johannesburg, of course, looking into this issue. Mr. Musa, obviously, I'm speaking to Ma. She's quite frustrated. This issue often occurring. What's the update from Joburg Water as a City of Johannesburg? What are you doing to resolve this?
Rightly so, as a resident. I mean, she has every right to ensure that we have basic services. Water is life, as they correctly say. And it's important to have water supply regularly. But in the circumstances, because of old infrastructure, and this area particularly being a high-level area in which the pressure makes it very difficult to come through, we have had several problems as a city. As you know, I've just recently been appointed as the chairperson a couple of months ago, and being proactive to try and oversee that these problems are sorted out. So I have been liaising regularly with the MD, the Managing Director of Johannesburg Water, and he's assured me that in this week much of these problems are going to be sorted out, because what seems to be the problem is that rainwater trips are impacting on the local reservoirs here presently. So we have the waterfall that supplies the reservoirs, and it keeps tripping, and what happens when it trips, it makes it much more difficult for pressure to come through. So the present status here in this particular area, Brixton, is that we don't want to open the reservoirs totally, because if you open it up totally, what will happen is a larger area won't have water. For now, it's contained, and we're managing the water supply to a certain level. I've also instructed the MD to ensure that there's sufficient water tankers in the area, as well as ensure that more JoJo tankers come into the area, and continue with ensuring that water supply is present here. But they've also given me an undertaking that by this week, problems should be sorted out in this particular area. I have the latest update in terms of what Johannesburg has given me in this particular area, which is the Brixton area. So I will just tell you, the Brixton reservoirs are critically low, and the outlet will be throttled, reducing pressure and flow to 50% to build capacity. The reason I'm saying this is that it's important that I give factual statuses of what's happening here in Brixton. So the poor pressure expected is in high-lying areas. Like this particular area is now in a high-lying area, and that seems to be the problem. So remember, there's many technical issues that are also involved with regards to Johannesburg water and rainwater. So rainwater supplies Johannesburg water, and Johannesburg water is then obligated to supply water through to the residents of Johannesburg. So due to old infrastructure and the reservoirs' present status, that there's so many trips, it's making it very much more difficult. And now with spring coming, there's going to be more usage of water. So this is the reason I'm pressurizing Johannesburg water to ensure that the problem is sorted out before spring. And hopefully we will try and sort the problem as the city of Johannesburg. I really apologize on behalf of the city of Johannesburg, and we understand the frustrations of the residents of the city of Johannesburg, but it's in sparse areas at the moment. So we're managing and we're controlling the situation, and hopefully water shall get restored. And we're trying also with some water shifting technicalities to try and see how we can resolve the problems.
So there is an issue on the part of aging infrastructure and, of course, failing systems as well, which has a knock-on effect on service delivery in terms of water being distributed to various households and residents. Absolutely, yes, and particularly with regards to rainwater. Rainwater at the moment are having these constant trips, and once or twice even a burst pipe, and that makes it even more difficult to supply us as the city of Johannesburg with water, so that we can provide water to our dear beloved residents of the city of Johannesburg. So this is the current status, and we're hoping that the water shifting may assist us with regards to the supplies. So for today, what we've done is that we've ensured that the water tankers shall be here, and also that the JoJo tankers be increased in this particular area, because this is one of the very few areas that are really, having a problem with regards to a shortage of water. Just before I wrap here, I just want to bring you again. Are you satisfied with the responses, and of course holding them to account? We're here to hold the officials to account. Are you satisfied, and are you happy with the response?
You know what the councillor just said, I'm actually happy he said what he said now, because that means he said if they do have to open it up completely, then it's going to be a larger area will be without water. So it's fine for Jan Hofmeyer, Vrede Park, Crosby, certain areas to be without water. I mean, that doesn't sit well with me. I'm glad he answered that, because that was the question that was sitting with me all the time. So that explains why we're without water. So it's fine for Jan Hofmeyer and Vrede Park to suffer, because we are suffering. And giving us more JoJos, how is it going to help us now? Yes, I'm thankful for more JoJos, but I mean, look at it, there is no water. The trucks don't want to give us water. They fill the Jojos, so it's okay. Jan Hofmeyer, Vrede Park, Crosby, certain areas in Crosby is without water. So I really think that's unfair on us. And this area, Jan Hofmeyer, Vrede Park and Vrededorp, has got the largest amount of old age units in this area. My heart goes out to our old people. So are they being looked at? They are not looked at. They don't look after our old people in this area. I mean, it's really sad for the councillor to have said that. So what are we going to do? We'll just have to wait. I think I'm not satisfied with the answer. I will wait. I'll give it this week and see, and plea with our residents to not take to the street, because that is what they were planning, to burn tires and stuff. I don't think it's fair, you know. And I mean, fighting and all that is not going to work out. We know Koriki is trying very hard, but please, this is really not on in our area. 7 months. Last year we were without water. Here we're sitting now third week already. So that means we're looking at another few months without water. That reservoir, I think it's just a waste of money that they are doing. They should have upgraded this infrastructure and we wouldn't have had this problem anymore.
Okay. No, thank you, Ma. Thank you very much. Of course, we will be with you throughout the whole day, but of course, that's the updates in this area here where residents are saying that without water, of course, City of Johannesburg saying they will ensure that they provide water to this community during the course of the week, but we're waiting to see if really that will happen. While that is still in process, residents are here in a queue waiting for water. The elderly, to be quite precise as well, quite sad as well, what we're witnessing here. And residents are saying that they would have went to the streets to actually burn tires and protest, but they decided to wait and see if there could be further communication from the City of Johannesburg. And we wait to see. We wait to see if really this will be a reality. On screen, you can see more residents coming in, salvaging on this single tank that is available in the community. Quite frustrating. Water is a basic human right as well. And that's what residents are saying. All they want is just a clean running water. So we'll wait to see as to whether the City of Johannesburg and, of course, Joburg Water will live up to the expectations for delivering water for these community members.
All right, thank you so much, Pule Letshwiti-Jones. As we can see on our screens there, Jan Hofmeyer, that area, people are collecting water from that single tank. Water tankers are deployed and will also be arriving in that area shortly, it was said now. But of course, it's a bigger problem, and as we heard now, it's a bigger infrastructural problem at the end of the day. And the people want solutions. Joburg residents want a solution to this problem, and hopefully that can be sorted out well. And as we said, it's now a waiting game as well. When will this happen? It's a bigger infrastructure problem. It's not just something that's going to happen overnight. So hopefully this will definitely be something that will be getting the attention of the officials involved there, like Pule Letshwiti-Jones just said.